This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Moon may be over. You tell us. How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in college football to win, and of course, what comes being the LSU head coach?
You understand the expectations of LSU. Have the same expectations of myself and my staff. Yeah. I've been at Miami. I've been at USC when you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job.
Soundoff60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Also presented by Walk-Ons Bistro and Bar, home of Soundoff60. And brought to you by Relief Windows, for replacement windows, doors, and storm force windows. ReliefWindows.com. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
It is safe to say if I had my set prop crystal ball, I would be rubbing it profusely, and it would show that we're going to have one heck of a show tonight. And this
I would say you would be correct, Mr. Sarah.
I'm in charge of keeping Kevin.
Yeah, you need to come.
I would say you'd be correct.
Because the crystal ball would also tell us that our resident Tiger is just going to be blowing out his brains tonight. Euphoria, euphoria is because you got to be in a great.
Having to be there was more than any. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do we really say now, are the Tigers for real?
We're going to get into that a little bit later on. Obviously, the big news of this show is the LSU Tigers and their win over the Georgia Bulldogs, previously ranked number 2. Big win indeed. We'll get into the McNeese Cowboys, New Orleans Saints coming off weeks. High school football talk with Sulphur head coach Jeff Wainwright is coming up also later on in the show.
Yes.
All right. Are they for real? Yeah.
Okay.
Look, they stormed back from Florida. That's saying a lot. Tough road loss, regrouping, and really just taking it to the Georgia Bulldogs right from the outset.
Well, I never was. I know you were jumping off the cliff. I didn't think they played that bad at Florida.
I'm with you on that.
Let's one or two plays go different. They win that game at Florida, and there's not all the angst about it. Now, I'm not saying they deserve to win it. Florida beat them. That happens. But it was a totally different mindset that LSU came out with Saturday. And
Kevin,
I will say up front, you and your crystal ball, I didn't see that coming.
No, you didn't. You said it last week. You told me last week, Kevin, they're going to lose 2 games. They're going to lose
all
2
season
games.
long. Kevin has the Tigers winning by 50.
I do.
All season long, I've given them a puncher's chance because of the defense and if they can get a running game going. But from your vantage point, Kevin, what was the difference? Was it the offensive line?
Looking from where I was
looking, they played really, really well.
Defensive line
You've
played
got
pretty
to
well
give
too.
the offensive coordinator hats off, man, for the play calling. Let me tell you why.
I think you have to give Orgeron some credit,
Coach,
for telling Steve Ensminger,
true.
Throw the kitchen sink at him.
We're going for
because
everything.
you know what?
We're going
You've got
for
the number 2 team at your place, and you can't leave no stone unturned because you don't want to walk away without an opportunity to beat the number 2 team, which they did. But the difference that quarterback-wise, in all the years that I've watched that position, I've been critical. You know that I have.
Can't be satisfied.
Rick, that is the trigger of how successful you will be as a team. And having the type of defense that we have, we're going to limit people from scoring as much. All you've got to do is give us a chance to stay on the field long enough to let the defense regroup. That's what they did. When the defense can come to the sideline and look at stuff, Rick, and find out what the offense is doing, that helps us.
And Hobbs,
and that's what they did.
Part of that was the 4 fourth down conversions that kept drives alive.
Yes.
They were huge.
It
set the tone of that game.
Orgeron, I think 4 times has talked about he was pissed at himself from that Florida game.
Last week, yes.
From not going for it on 4th and 1 when they kicked a field goal to go up 10-0. I don't know if that ends up winning that game for them. We'll never know.
Great.
But it was here's what got me. Okay, you're playing the number 2 team in the country, okay? Sure, you're coming off a loss.
Yeah.
You throw out all the stops. All of a sudden, you look around and you're up what, 12, 13 points, whatever. Okay, what have we always seen LSU do then?
Yep.
Okay, let's not turn it over.
Right.
Let's run
You're
some clock.
exactly right, Scooter.
Not this game.
Not today.
Yeah.
It was pedal to
Thank
the
you.
metal.
All the way. And
Yeah.
you've got to
And-
do that against teams. And let me say this. You can't continue to kick extra points against field goals against a team like Alabama.
No, you got to win.
You
with that.
cannot.
Yeah, yeah,
We're averaging 40 points a game, Alabama.
Yeah.
We're averaging
We'll
40
get
points a game.
into that.
But
We'll
I
also-
will
I
say
wanna-
this. It's nice to know when you're going to kick one.
You can
that
make
it's-
it.
Yeah, you
That
can
it's
make it.
it's
No doubt about
automatic.
You
that.
can make
Cole
it.
Tracy, 5 for 5 from the field goal range. All right, in the next segment, we'll get deeper into LSU's win. We'll look ahead to Mississippi State. That game is in Starkville, right?
Yes.
College boy?
No, it's in Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
It's in Baton Rouge. It's home. It's another
Baton
home
Rouge
game.
home game, 6 o'clock. We'll get into that, and maybe we'll try to figure out what Georgia maybe kind of did wrong and where they lost this thing, because I'm interested in your thoughts on that.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, off week, they needed it to rest up some bodies. They go on the road, as do the New Orleans Saints, also coming off an open date, an off week for the New Orleans Saints. We've got to get into a little bit of that. And of course, Jeff Wainwright, Sulphur High Tourist head football coach, will join us a little bit later on in the show. But as we get ready for our first time out, a couple of weeks ago, I know we went back and forth about this. The win at Auburn was Ed Orgeron's biggest so far. Does this now replace it?
Oh, there's no
I
question.
think
No
this one
question,
takes
right?
it away, Rick. The number 2 team?
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah,
This is
this
the
was
one.
huge.
And you know,
This was
now
huge.
people are trying to downgrade that win at Auburn
Of course.
because Auburn has kind of come off the rails.
Yeah, they
To
have.
me, when you play a team, what that team is when you play them,
That's the team.
mentally, you still beating a team that at the time was ranked 7th.
Yeah,
And that
I agree.
is a big part of it.
I agree.
So to me, it doesn't down. What Auburn has done since doesn't
Right.
downgrade that win as much as some people
And
will
look
try.
at the Miami Hurricanes. They have struggled
Yeah.
off and on as well. So,
Well,
but
they
that
had
doesn't
played
tarnish.
pretty well till this week.
until
now
this
they
week.
hadn't really had a tough test.
That's right.
till this
That's right.
week.
So, I'm with you, Hobbs. You know, you got to play. That's where they
That's
are
who
at
it
that
is at
point.
that time.
At that
That's
point,
who we
because
playing.
football changes from week to week, adjustments,
Yeah.
injuries,
I
and
agree.
of course, quarterbacks go up and down. You know, and coaches make good decisions, and sometimes they make lousy decisions. So, all right, we've set the table for you, boys and girls.
Wow.
We got a great show lined up. I don't have my crystal ball, but it's on order, by the way.
Yes, it is.
My crystal ball is on order.
We're gonna
because
need
I
it in
want to
2
be
weeks.
rubbing it for the
We're gonna
rest of
need
the
it in about
football
3
season
weeks,
and
okay?
into basketball season. We'll take a pause, and when we return to walk-ons again, we got Cowboys and Saints, and also Wainwright coming up from the Sulphur Tours. But it's Tigers and Dogs, and Tigers
That's
and
it.
more Bulldogs.
That's it. That's
coming
it.
up this week. Don't go far. We're coming right back.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by Walk-Ons, Bistro and Bar, where great food, your sports, and good times roll. Stay here. The boys will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
What do you call a great beer with more taste, only 96 calories, and 3.2 carbs? We call it Miller Lite. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
Well, Relief Wind is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced measure tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction, that's our #1 product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
Preparing a meal, it's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
We're coming back to you from Walk-Ons, where everybody needs a little playing time. Don't forget, Sulphur Tours head football coach Jeff Wainwright will join us in the next segment. I do believe he's coming up in the next segment. In the fourth chair, we'll talk tours.
Yes, sir.
I mean, big win over Barb, right? Big win over LaGrange. They're now tied for first in 3-5A. Yeah. We'll get into tour football in the high school ranks. One of the best teams in our region. All right, back to Death Valley. You didn't see it coming, did you, Hobbs?
No, he didn't. He
didn't see this one coming, huh? I thought you've been
I
doing
mean,
this for 70 years. I thought you had your crystal ball figured out.
It would not have. I knew LSU would play pretty well. I thought they would bounce back from that Florida game, but no. And it wouldn't have shocked me for them to win.
Right.
Maybe like they won at all.
Right.
But 20 points?
Yeah,
Come
20
on.
points.
Let me tell you something.
That's a good Georgia team with a lot of
It
talent.
is. Coming off that loss, but let me tell you something, and the guys said it in some of the post interviews. Y'all, that stadium was rocking from start to finish. And let me tell you something.
Rocking with a lot of red, too.
Yeah, it was. A lot of Georgia fans.
I've
They had a lot
never
of Bulldog
seen,
fans at that game.
I mean,
that whole top.
you know, I've been to every
East-
home game for the last
Upper deck.
40 years, and I've never seen anything close to that many opposing fans.
Yeah, and
they were everywhere.
And that shows you their belief in this team.
Oh, yeah.
And
No
how
doubt
good
about
they
it.
really
Well,
are. But
you know,
no doubt.
And, you know, Baton Rouge somewhere Georgia doesn't go very often.
Yeah.
That
That's
happens
true.
with
Yeah.
LA. Whenever
Yeah.
LSU plays somewhere out of the ordinary,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they'll have tons of fans show
Where
up.
do you, here's my hand scale. Ed Orgeron from the sideline, drawing that book. I mean, we're going for anything that's close. Top, I mean, guys, it's tops on my list in this game. The fourth down conversions. I know the fake punt by Georgia was huge for LSU's mindset. We can stop these guys. But those fourth down conversions that Burrow led, that's huge, guys.
But let me
Tops
tell you
on my
something.
list. Tops.
I think success in what they did, Rick, in the games before, it was the tempo. Did you notice how the tempo went up? Yes.
Up tempo.
Now, I can't sit as a defense if you on the line ready. Because
get
I'm
into
saying,
that in a minute.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
what?
That was huge.
Because we had never done that before.
Right.
That was a huge benefit to
I
them
mean,
getting
and
those
to
fourth
me,
downs.
Go ahead.
To me,
Go ahead.
particularly offensively, that was a totally different approach, game plan, the whole works from not just the previous week, but the whole season, really the whole decade.
Something Georgia didn't expect.
Yeah.
They didn't expect it.
Here's what I want to throw out. Here's what I am learning and seeing and hearing. That it's in today's football, be it my flag football team or Pee Wee or high school or college at any level and in the higher ranks of the NFL, it's no longer, Kevin and Hobbs, we're making adjustments at halftime.
No.
You're making adjustments on the sideline. You're drawing it up in the dirt.
Before everybody goes too sky high, I mean, LSU outcoached the pants off of Georgia. I mean, whatever adjustments Aranda made after that one long drive.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Orgeron talked about it was simple as they were shading one way, they shaded the next.
Yeah. No, it was more
Well,
than
if
that.
it was that simple,
No,
you
it
wouldn't
was
have
more.
to pay
It
a
was-
coordinator
it was-
$2.5
it was more than that.
million.
Good point. Good point.
But let's remember, the previous week, it was a rare game where I really thought Aranda lost the chess match.
Yes.
I mean, Mullen stayed one step ahead of him most of that
When
game.
you're talking about Georgia's long drive, you're talking about the early one where they just ran.
Which ended with the fake field goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know what, guys, when you look at it, the thing that I take back from it when I look at it from the defensive side is that you've got the top defensive coordinator in the country with Aranda. But what it is, when you have exceptional athletes like what LSU have, you can do different things that other people in the country can't do, Rick.
I'm with you.
Now,
I'm with you.
they can run an inverted defense to one side and to the other side. When you've got corners that you know can lock down like Greedy and know we can leave him alone because he's got this. Not everybody can do that in the country.
Because I wanted your input on this.
That kid can play.
Well, number one, not on this. I really and truly, I know you didn't like them settling for field goals.
I'll take them though, Scooter.
But that was as close to a perfect game as
Yeah.
I've seen LSU play since the Virginia Tech game 10, 11 years ago. But I forget when it was it hit me. I really got to thinking, I don't know how a secondary can play any better than this.
Scooter.
I mean, really.
Orgeron called it their most complete game.
Against a quality
That was a good offensive team, Georgia.
They blew one, I think it was John Battle, bit on a fake, and that last Georgia touchdown was why. But I mean, for 60 minutes, that was as good a secondary play.
Great secondary play. LSU fans, don't throw anything at your TV when I say this, but Jake Fromm did not have a very good game. He is capable of having better games.
No, Rick,
he was
didn't.
off.
But
give some of that credit and maybe the majority
to the defensive line.
And there were a lot of secondary sacks. Great coverage.
But I don't know if you could tell on TV. He didn't have a whole lot of wide open people.
He did not.
Didn't,
I'm with you. But his throws were he just had an off game.
Yeah.
But
let's
move
something
from
else that hit me on that game? Give the SEC credit. That was one of the best officiating games.
You bring up a good point, Scooter.
And by best officiating,
you bring up a good point, Scooter.
They let them play.
They let them play,
I got
Scooter.
a kick. I noticed about midway through the fourth quarter when there's a long incompletion and the crowd always boos because they wanted pass interference, you know, called on Georgia or something.
Yeah.
They gave up, quit. They weren't doing it. They were letting both teams play, and the fans shut up and said, okay, if you're going to let them play.
Without further ado, Joe Burrow learned firsthand, the young man from Ohio learned firsthand what it's like for big boy football in the SEC in Death Valley with an upset win, even though it was in the sun.
Yeah.
You know, he learned real quick, and let me tell you, what a tough, gutsy leader.
Hey,
he has earned his stripes.
You know, I expect
he's earned my respect. Honestly, he has.
But think about it. You know, a guy that didn't even show up on campus till June, I guess the leadership and the way you can see them rally around him, that kind of surprised me.
That surprised a lot of us, Scooter, honestly.
50% completion, 15 to 30.
Well, apparently his numbers are ever going to be great.
I know, but boy,
I watched him throw it all over the lot. How do these people throw for 480 yards?
Yeah.
I mean, look to me like LSU
like he
threw
did
it all
thing.
over the place. And
You get a greater respect for Drew Brees and what he does. You're right about that. The 60-yard scamper was huge.
Yeah.
The 2 quarterback sneaks were tough.
Yeah.
This is a tough Georgia team. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I mean, this guy has earned his medal.
And it, you know, given just, and I'm just imagining this, guys. The only thing that may have disappointed me a little bit, but I know it's running back by committee. But imagine if you've got a Geis or a Leonard on those 3 breaks. That's 6 points.
Well, but you don't.
You don't. And I've come to accept that.
Woulda, coulda,
and I've come to accept that, though. But just think about it, Scooter.
Edwards Hilaire had 145
He
yards.
did.
Career
He
high.
did.
He
did.
I mean,
he's going to turn into a pretty
he's
good
not
back.
as tall as I am.
No, he's not.
Kevin.
He's going to turn into a
not.
pretty good back.
They list him at 5'9", which is what I think I am.
He's not.
And in the post-game interviews, he's hitting me about here.
That number 23 or 24 for Georgia, you know he was the guy that walked both people down?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah.
He came from the other side of the field, Ricky.
Orgeron called it their most
Jesus.
complete game. Huge over number 2 Georgia. They slip in the polls. They only go to 8.
Yeah,
LSU's back up to number 5.
Yeah.
Later on in the show, I want to talk about these rankings.
Yeah, you can talk
Let
about
me tell you, my
what,
head's spinning
it's
with
a
some of
setup,
them.
Rick. I'm telling you, it's a
My head's
setup, man.
spinning. And rankings are rough, but
It's
that's
a
why
setup.
we do shows like this.
It's a setup.
To have a little fun with college football because they want us talking about that. All right, so big win indeed. Later on in the show, we'll preview LSU's another home game.
Yes.
With Mississippi State. So don't forget about those Bulldogs. All right, we'll take a pause. Coming up, we're going to go to one of our top high school schools in the region, the Sulphur Tours. Jeff Wainwright's going to join us and talk tornado football when we come back. Stay right here.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you. by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
This is Brandon Holly, 6'2", former college football player. He and his steel crowbar can't get through this storm force impact window from Relief Windows. Call 337-456-1699.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Still swinging? Get your storm force impact windows from Relief Windows today. Call 337-456-1699. 456-1699.
Tired of ineffective radio and newspaper ads? Give billboard advertising a try. With over 250 billboards in the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
All right, welcome back to Walk Ons. We're going to talk some high school football with Sulphur head coach Jeff Wainwright. It's time to get into the tours.
Yeah.
Coach, we appreciate you. I know it's tough during game weeks, during any week, to come in and do TV with us knuckleheads, but we appreciate you taking the time.
We appreciate
Enjoy
it.
the
We
food
really
here
do.
at Walk Ons with your family. I know you will. All right, a lot of places to start, but let's start most recent game, the big win over LaGrange. I know they were winless, but they gave you a little trouble here and there, especially in the first half. This was a needed win for you to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely. Going into the game, they have some excellent athletes, and you always have that adjustment period in the beginning of these high school games, the first drive or so of game speed compared to practice speed scout teams, and we can't simulate what they do, and same for them as us. And you always had that little small adjustment, and our defense did a good job stopping them in the first drive. I think we stopped them at about the 18-yard line on 4th down, and then we were able to convert a couple third downs to get into the end zone on our first drive. So we got a 7-0, and then I thought we put a complete game together going forward. We had a couple interceptions. Our DBs played well on some of their deep balls. I think, after the game we were looking, they hit 2 deep balls on us, and we caught 2 of their deep balls. So as a defensive backfield, anytime you can get your hands on the ball like that, it's big in a high school game.
Yeah, it is.
Some people say, hey, let's just punt the ball, or then they say, hey, well, why don't you just take a shot? But in high school football, kids are so momentum driven. I don't like the take a shot mentality and letting the other team run off the field with your football, and it just kind of excites little kids on the side of the bleachers get excited when there's an interception.
And they don't know really what it's for.
But when you punt the ball, everybody stays at the concession stand. I've seen people leave the concession stand line over damn interception. And so it's just
Interesting point.
It's just not a good mentality. So we catch an interception right there going into halftime, and our kids come in the locker room with a bounce on it, and I actually paused and watched LaGrange walk off the field, and you could tell that they were,
Well, they headed to the concession stand?
It was in front of the concession stand, but you could just tell that, they had maybe thrown their last arrow at us.
Go ahead.
So, but anyway, that's just high school football's built on momentum.
It is different.
What is up with this district this year?
District's tough.
It is.
One of the things we talk about all the time is, anywhere you stop along the interstate, you got to have a good game. And it's just the way it is in 5A. And we're all right here, and we all have a lot of talent on our teams. Even the teams that are down have a lot of talent. And, you got to put it all together. To win the big games, you got to throw the ball short. You got to throw it deep. You got to throw it in flats. You got to play action it. You got to throw it screen plays. You got to be able to do it all to win one of these games. And people don't understand that. They don't coach in it. And it's just the players are so good, and the coaches and teams are working 365 on trying to resolve their problems. Everybody's in an arms race to get to the top.
And then you got injuries.
You
do.
Like
you got to continue with that.
In all fairness to Gator fans, they didn't have their top running back.
No, their running back was out, and
he was.
I love the kid. I can't wait to see him play at McNeese. And he has a high ankle sprain right now, and those things are just tough.
Anthony Johnson.
Good player. Very well-mannered young man. I've seen him play, now a couple of years, and I think he has a great future. I think McNeese is recruiting him as a DB.
Wow.
And what an athlete.
Yeah. Coach, when you look at teams like Acadiana, what makes you really look at them and say, what makes them really that good?
Yeah, well, just kind of understanding what they do. They start at a young age. I think they're in middle school. They're running that same offense. So everything.
It goes that far back.
Yeah. So it's a pee-wee football thing. It's you basically got to beat the whole organization.
Gotcha.
And so they've kept the head coach and family together now since the 70s, running the same plays, same defensive schemes for the most part. They run, either 4-3 or 50 defense with a lot of man principles in it, and that hasn't changed since the 70s. I think Barb's success is because you look at what Coach Shaver was able to build, and then now Coach Contreras just basically, I'm sure they're on the same practice schedules.
Yeah.
Just to keep everything
If it's
consistent.
not broke, don't fix
And,
it.
consistency is important
It
within
is.
coaching staffs, within the communities, and it can go all the way down to Little League if it's that organized. And I think your real fine machines, you'll see, you dig into them, that they're organized from the ground up. And,
that makes a good point. That does make a difference.
When you beat them, you got to beat the whole organization.
Everybody.
Yep.
Speaking of Barb, how big was that to get over that hump? With y'all hadn't won that game in a while.
Right.
10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we went over that last year, huh? Pretty good. Well, our community, you can call it another game, but it's bigger than that for the two communities.
It is.
For our kids, I think for the last 3 years we were ready physically to win the game. I think this year going into the game, our kids were mentally more prepared for it, understanding that last year we lost in overtime. It wasn't good enough to play 48 minutes.
Yeah.
We had to go in there expecting to dominate every play. And when you play a team as good as Barb and what they do and as consistent as what they do, you got to just take your shots whenever, like I said before. You got to throw it deep. You got to throw it short. You got to run inside. You got to run outside. And you got to be patient. We were able to be patient during the game and do that with our play callers, both on offense and defense, knowing when to blitz and when not to blitz. And come down to the last play, one of our big guys, which we call a block middle on the long field goal, and one of our guys just, was a little bit more determined than their guy and got a hand down.
Got a paw up. Sulphur Taurus head football coach Jeff Rainwhite has joined us here talking Tornado football here at Walk-Ons. You mentioned the Barb win. You lose three in a row, and you come back and win 3 in a row. What did you do? What were some of those? We talked earlier about in the show about adjustments. What did you do in your practice to get this thing turned around?
That led to some of the losses was we lost a starting tailback who was possibly a college running back, David Creary. And that really took the wind out of our sails early. We've had to regroup. We've had to move Brandon Walker from an outside position wide receiver into the backfield and go to him and just, talk to him about carrying the football team at some points and times. And so we've kind of adjusted it. We went from playing a 3-wide, 4-wide offense to a 2 tight end set, which allows Gage Rapp to be singled up and us to get him some one-on-one balls when Brandon's in the backfield. So we've done a little bit of all that stuff to help our guys get through this change. We sat there from the end of last football season, looking at the lineup saying, okay, Creary's the tailback. He's going to gain 2,000 yards. We're going to give him the ball 25 times. And I mean, he's 6 foot, 220 pounds. And with 4.6, 40 speed.
That's a huge schematic change.
Yeah, it
you
is.
go from
It
3 and
is,
4
man,
wide.
to
It was
need that.
It was more than a punch in the stomach. It was a little bit below the belt.
Wow.
All right.
But we had to go through those growing pains, and we tried to run our offense for a couple weeks, and it just wasn't working out. And we just kind of went to the drawing board and said, hey, we got to make some changes. We got to adjust it. Just move our guys around a little bit.
In our last minute, Coach, how special is the quarterback Morgan Clark? Now you're all-time leading passing
he's got,
quarterback.
I think he needs 30 or 40 more completions to break the completions
record.
Wow. Awesome kid, awesome leader.
Yeah,
that's good.
Mini breeze. Yeah. Can't let you go. It's my theme tonight, Kevin. I can't let you go. You got a big one coming up. You host Acadiana. You're all tied up at the top of that 3-5A. They're coming off that 25-point win over Sam Houston in Lafayette. The Rams are coming to town. What do they pose for you?
Well, dominant run game.
Imagine that.
Over the years,
just a little bit, Scoot.
Breaking these teams down, you see, dominance, and they like to do things and this, that, and the other. but this year it's even more run game. I think the percentage is 93% run to pass.
Well, I was going to ask if they've thrown a pass this decade.
Well, the last 3 games they throw 9. So.
It's 9. That's what they do, though. But guys, that's what they do.
As crazy as it sounds.
Because it's offset, because you don't know when it's coming.
So you got to look at their offense a little deeper and say, okay, what is their actual 3-step package? And their package is the pitch and the option, the quarterback load options, or their 3-step games.
Yeah.
And you just got to understand that and know what's going on the play calls. And we gotta practice fast.
How do they lose to Como? Nothing against Como, but how does Acadiana lose to Como?
Well, during the game, it just was a change of it was special teams actually. They blocked a few kicks.
Really? Okay.
They had some great field position because of the kicks.
Okay.
And they were able to just hit a few plays, and then the Como kids
that is
just really,
crazy.
through the momentum of the special teams, the Como kids say, hey, you know what? We're gonna win this game, and they
did. Good for them. Taurus fan, get there early, right?
Big
Get
game.
to the stadium early. It's going to be a big game.
Yep.
Friday night, 7 o'clock. Matt Walker, Jeff Rainwright. We appreciate Taurus head football coach.
Yes.
Stay healthy, continued success.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in. All right, when we come back, it's Cowboys, it's Saints a little bit later on. We got baseball to talk about. I told you it's going to be a huge show. It's still going on here at Walk On. Stay right there.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Relief Windows for replacement windows, doors, and storm force windows. ReliefWindows.com.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-On.
Every minute is a mile, dear. Check to check, year to year.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
What makes a light beer great? That it has more taste, or that it's less filling? Yes, and yes. What are you holding? Miller Lite. Hold true.
All right, welcome back, boys and girls. Guidry on the far end doing some
checking my
texting,
LSU stats.
getting some information there.
Yes,
Hobbs
I
in the
am.
middle, Sarah right here. Many thanks to Tornadoes head football coach Jeff
Enjoyed
Rainwright
having
for joining
Coach
us,
Wainwright.
talking about the status of his team. It's going to be down to the wire, these games in 3-5A. I mean, the Bucks are still in it,
true,
too.
yeah.
You know, Broncos, they lose to Acadiana on the road, but one loss.
Acadiana's good, man.
Yeah,
Acadiana's
but Acadiana loses to Como.
The Como.
If the Taurus can
Yeah.
upset Acadiana, this thing is topsy-turvy.
You're
There's
right,
going to
though.
be at least 3 teams in the playoffs, so from that
Exactly.
district. Maybe 4.
No, not maybe 4. There will be 4.
Well, will be 4. You're right.
Pretty
All right,
interesting, though, to know
let's
that.
get on the McNeese Cowboys. Blue and gold off week. They needed it.
Yes.
Coach was talking about injuries to the offensive line. The Cowboys need to shore up some offensive line holes. Chris Livings, that star defensive end from Bar,
Yes.
he's got to get healthy. That high ankle sprain. I've never had a high ankle sprain. And I don't want one.
I did.
I've had one before.
Because they're pesky. That's
yeah,
my
it
key
is.
word there.
It is.
And star linebacker B.J. Blunt, he's not hurt. He just needs to rest.
Man,
I
that
mean,
kid
this guy is getting like 20 tackles a game. He
He's
just
like
needed to
100
slow down
all the
and
way,
rest.
man.
I don't think
But
he
you
did.
love that, though. If that doesn't get your defense fired up, man, I don't know what will, man. That kid.
He's an emotional guy, and
Wow.
he was probably running 100 stadiums during the
Wow.
off week. But it's the offense, guys. It's the offense. Regroup, refocus, and get the running game. They're going like 3 yards in a cloud of dirt or turf. They're just not doing it.
Well,
on the
they
run
had a
game.
week off. to re-examine what they're doing, what
Yes.
personnel, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
I think this is a big week. I think McNeese wins this game. But
Incarnate Word on the road, yeah.
But I think this is a big week for McNeese. And they've played okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the only loss is BYU.
5-1. They're 5-1.
Nobody really thought they were going to beat BYU.
No. No.
But I want to see this McNeese team really put together. I don't think they've put together that complete game yet. That's what
Not
I
yet.
want to see.
No.
And you say, well, you build. I think every team needs a game. I hate to be like you, but like LSU played Saturday, you need a game like that. So during the season, you have a reference point to what you can
I
be.
agree.
We don't
I agree.
know how good McNeese can be yet because we haven't seen that game.
Great insights from the ex-Tiger on the end there. Oh, wise one. What do you want to? What was your point?
McNeese. I mean, early in the year, didn't we say some of the experience and some of what they would do well would come from the offensive side? Quarterback.
You got a senior quarterback.
Yeah. And it seems like the defense has pretty much been
doing what they're supposed to do and expected to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But
I would
isn't
say-
it
I
great
would-
when you can get that offense to come along one game and just say, hey,
I would
we got
say
this.
Their
not to say that they've been bad.
might even be playing a little better than I thought they would.
Yeah.
And I expect them to be good. But
I didn't
they've
think
been
it was
real
going to be that good, Scooter.
But
the
I
defense.
did expect more out of this offense.
I did.
Yeah, of course.
I did too.
And
And,
I
we
don't-
talked
look,
about that.
And I don't think it's to me. You've got to get this team is entrenched with the running game. Tabry has done very well in regards to finding his spots down the field. They've been effective down the field. Another thing I think this, speaking of looking at that schematics and whatever, they've got to get LaWayne Ross in this offense.
Yeah.
He made all conference last year
Yeah.
because of his ability to get in the passing routes, in the open field, yards after the catch. He has been pretty much a non-factor. They've got to get Ross either at the tight end of the line of scrimmage or out of the H-back or something. Figure out how to get him the football.
And Rick, correct me if I'm wrong. Hasn't it been in some games where you've had to insert Ogeron to get a fire going with this offense?
What, the quarterback?
Yeah.
No.
You still think
that
you
was-
still
No.
okay?
No.
Okay then. All right.
No,
I think that's more just a little change of pace.
Get
Too
him
much
experience.
to let
Okay.
Barry get a look at it from the
You never
side.
know.
I'm just saying.
Tabry's
Does
a
that
tough
help
guy.
get your team moving
But
a little
you got to
bit
get
quicker?
your second quarterback prepared to play if needed. That's
Okay.
all it was. No. Now,
Okay.
Orgeron, Parker Orgeron, we don't know.
Yeah.
Lance Guidry's kind of holding close to the vest. He may or may not come back.
Yeah.
Incarnate Word in San Antonio, long bus ride.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Nicholls State suffered from the long, never-ending bus ride to Abilene over the weekend because they lose.
Yeah.
They lose. I didn't expect
That's a long
Nicholls
bus
State
ride,
to
man.
lose. Yeah, I didn't expect
That's
them
a long
to lose
ride.
for the rest of the season, but they lose to Abilene.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That is a bus ride there
holy
now.
That is a bus
smokes.
ride.
All right, so
They
look,
bust
I
to
think
Abilene?
from this panel, I think we've all kind of identified what we think the Cowboys need to do. I think the coaching staff also knows what they need to do.
Yeah.
And I think they just need to get this running game going because I think the passing game is there other than LaWayne Ross. And the defense is doing everything.
They're doing everything.
And now they're getting it out of special teams. They have 2 punt returns for touchdowns. I mean, that's strong from special teams.
Yeah.
That's strong. All right.
I agree.
Playing in Tom Benson Stadium.
I agree too. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Incarnate Word. Really? They lose to Lamar in Beaumont? I don't know. I'm just not a believer yet, guys.
I don't know.
To your point, Hobbs. Yeah. I know I've been screaming. I want the Cowboys to win by 24. I'm sorry.
We all do.
They need a game
We
where
want to see that complete game, Rick. That's what we want
complete
to
game.
see.
There you go. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So in the Southland, Cowboys are still up there, though.
They are.
But then now the cream is really starting to kind of
It is now.
UCA and Sam Houston. Now they're, you
It
know,
is now,
3
Rick.
and
They're up
1
there
in the
now.
league. You know, Cowboys are 4-0, 5-1 overall.
Yeah.
So and Nicholls State, I think, is still the little bit of the X factor. Nicholls State losing to Abilene.
But
that
we
was
beat
a
them. But we
surprise.
beat them this
You're right.
year. But we beat them.
I didn't expect that.
But we beat them.
All right, shifting to the SEC. Did we learn anything? Did we learn anything with the games played? Other than LSU, we'll talk more about Tigers and Bulldogs, Mississippi State.
Bama's still good.
Tua Tagovailoa.
He didn't even
I
play.
butchered that one, right?
He didn't even play, and they
But
still.
didn't Nick Saban
coughed.
say today he could have
Yeah,
gone
he
in.
could have come
He
back.
could have come back.
Yeah.
He could have
It's
come
not
back.
serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not serious.
Wow.
You know, And Alabama has an open date before
he will play against LSU. I promise you.
He'll be 100%.
He will play against LSU.
Auburn. I mean,
that's
to
the biggest
Tennessee,
disappointment.
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
11-game losing
What you're
streak
talking
in the
about
conference?
Tennessee almost like a Vanderbilt? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
Holy
Gus Malzahn, there's a pattern developing here. They fall on their face whenever the expectations are high. They'll be written off next year, and they'll probably win the SEC.
They'll beat everybody.
Yeah,
They will beat everybody.
It's a head scratcher. And you know, Jimbo Fisher, LSU's got to play Texas A&M.
Yeah, we do.
And,
yeah, we
you
do.
know, LSU, if they really want to be in the conversation for something, they've got to win these games they're supposed to win. And now Mississippi State.
You better not.
Okay?
And
don't overlook
Mississippi
anybody.
State beat LSU 37-7 last year.
Last year.
You didn't have to say that. We all know what the score was.
Where's my crystal ball?
We didn't have to say that, Scooter.
Wrap that
We all know
baby
what
up.
the score
All right,
was.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I think we learned in the Southland over the weekend, the cream is starting to rise.
Yeah.
And the cream has already risen in the SEC. Alabama is Alabama.
But I don't know that it was. You can't say it was as expected. LSU is obviously, they were picked fifth in the West.
Yeah.
They're obviously playing better. Florida
they
is
are.
playing better.
Yes.
Kentucky, who saw that coming?
You're right. Who saw, really?
So when you say that, I mean, once again, other than Alabama being picked to win it, the SEC.
No, I'm wondering week by week, what did we learn in the SEC this week? Well, LSU's for real. I think Florida, even though they had a tussle with Vandy, they're for real.
That West is tough, Rick.
You know what I'm saying? And
But
Georgia's going to be there in
they've
the
also got
end.
a reference point of coming back from 3 touchdowns behind.
Yeah, good point.
That's not bad to
No,
have
good
in
point
your
on that.
resume
All right, up against the
either.
clock here at Walk-Ons. It's now time to talk about the Saints and Drew Brees and what a memorable night it was last week.
Yes, it
as
was.
We were doing our show taping. He broke the record, by the way. We're doing that and more when we come back to Walk-On. Stay right here.
But Relief Wind is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced Measure Tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction, that's our #1 product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
In the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations: checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Coming today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons here. It's time to get into the Saints and Drew Brees. You know, no doubt, even though we were last week, we were right in the middle of that Monday night game against Washington. There was no doubt he was going to break Peyton's all-time record. How he did it was amazing. All the stuff that went on, the embrace with the kids, the teaching moment with his boys. I got choked up. All right, I'm sappy. I'm corny. I know. I got choked up. The old curmudgeon in the middle thinks it was probably all planned.
You get choked up on watching Mary Popkins, Rick. Come on, man.
Great. Telling the boys, if you work hard, you can achieve anything in life.
The Washington
good teaching moment, Rick.
Unbelievable.
Did I write this?
Unbelievable.
The Washington Redskins to the Saints look like the Washington Generals to the Harlem Globetrotters.
Hey, Rick, on that play that he broke the record, Did the DB just lose his mind?
He lost.
Did he just lose his mind?
But look at it. Look, Breeze, 26 of 29. Highest completion of his entire career.
Look.
His highest quarterback rating.
Look, man.
Ever
2 months
in a
shy of
single
being
game.
40. I'm telling you,
Look.
he's going to play till he's 60.
He could be. Now, that's my next point. I mean,
that clock's ticking,
you
Rick.
said it in the American press. He just gets better with age. He's had some down years.
But let me tell you something.
And look at what Tom Brady did against Kansas City, running that 2-minute offense. These cats are just different.
But let me tell you something.
They're 39, they're 40 and 41. And
Can I say here? Can I insert probably what you want to
I
insert?
think the NFL jumped the shark. Did you see the chief defender have Brady wrapped up and let go of him?
I did
and
not
he
see
scored.
that.
That's how he scored.
And he
Scooter,
scored.
that's what I was going to bring up,
He
Scooter.
thought Brady
Rick,
was going to throw,
Rick.
so he didn't want to get that rough.
Rick.
He let go of him, and Brady ran 4 yards for a touchdown.
That rule from last night will be looked at differently. The
Interesting.
guy
I
let
missed
him
that
go
play.
because he thought Brady threw the ball.
Wow.
He let him go.
Okay.
Brady runs in for the touchdown.
We're not talking about Brady. You know,
Anyway,
Tom Brady,
anyway,
great game.
This right here.
Patrick Mahomes, great what he did.
Future star.
Great
Future star. I
Great
promise
All
you,
right,
future
so back
star.
to
Well,
Breeze.
you know,
and
the Saints, not just Breeze, but the Saints, you know, I talked about LSU played a pretty close to perfect game. That game against the Redskins, that was pretty close to perfect for the Saints.
Third-rated NFL
Scooter,
defense.
Rick.
Third-rated,
Yes.
and he
Hey.
tore them apart.
Not only that, but I'm looking at, did you see the Saints defense?
Yeah. Alex Smith is a good quality
Do
quarterback.
do you remember the
was
Saints
good.
defense
Yeah.
the first two
Now,
games?
Marcus Lattimore needed this open date. Concussion protocol. I'm hoping he's back.
Yeah,
Here's what they face.
That's a serious issue, though,
Here's
Rick.
what they got.
supposed to be
It's a serious
back.
They
issue.
go to Baltimore, all right? And then at Minnesota, okay? And then
Philly.
And then the LA Rams are coming to the
And then Philly?
who are
Oh, yeah.
unbeaten. And then Cincinnati, and then Philadelphia,
Woo,
and then
Rick.
Atlanta. It's a gauntlet. All right. Mark Ingram back.
Yeah.
Huge. I mean, this is
It was big, him being
He
back.
didn't need
It was-
an open date.
It took the pressure off of that offense by
But
him being
really,
back.
I mean, you got Cameron Meredith coming around. You got this Taquan Smith catching balls.
Yeah.
He's starting to learn. And Breeze is playing better than ever. And, of course, you always got Alvin Kamara, right? But what does it go
It's the
back
X factor, that boy.
to? What does it go back to?
Drew Brees.
No, the
What?
defense.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's-
mean,
it's
they
defense
will
has got
go
to-
as
they
far.
they have got to
will
play.
go as far. We know their offense. I
Yeah.
mean, I've never seen an offense. Well, I have. The Saints have done it
Yeah.
a few
Yeah.
times. They just knew every time they got the ball that game they were going to score.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, the Saints will go as far as their defense,
The defense is-
lets them go. Their
Yeah.
defense doesn't have to carry them, but it can hold them back.
I agree.
This is a great barometer game. Saints offense against the Ravens defense. Great barometer game.
Ravens got a hell of a defense, boy.
They do indeed. All right. It's time for the girls from Walk-Ons. They're
Yes,
coming.
it
They're
is.
going to show us some goodies. And we're going to talk LSU Mississippi State when we come back, preview that game. And we're going to talk
I don't
a
like
little
you
bit about
saying it
these
like
rankings.
it's a setup. You know, you
No,
saying
it's
like
not
it's
a setup.
a setup.
Not
you
a
know.
setup at all. Not a setup at all.
I don't like.
We're coming back after this time out to Walk-On. Stay right here.
Every minute is a mile, dear. Check to check, year to year.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season. Only at Walk-Ons.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. Time to welcome the lovely ladies from Walk-Ons to show us this week's goodies from the menu. We have Sarah and Lakin. We've got one of those mile-high burgers.
That is a
with
big
chicken
burger.
And a giant salad. We're going to start with you, Sarah. And the waffle fries are best ever.
Yes, they are.
I agree. This is our smoked Gouda turkey burger. It's going to have Gouda turkey, 2 strips of bacon, tomatoes, chipotle mayonnaise, pepperdew peppers, and spring mix.
Well, see,
You
here
knew
you
everything
go,
on
Sarah.
that burger, okay?
You lost me with the health sandwich because it's a turkey burger. But all of a sudden, that went out the window when she said bacon.
Turkey's healthy now. Turkey is healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be a healthy sandwich, right?
Turkey is
burger,
healthy.
Isn't that kind of low-cal? Kind of
It is,
And all of a sudden, let's slap some bacon on it, right?
Makes it all good.
No, it makes it great. And I'm
Yes,
telling
it
you
does.
guys, if you haven't had the waffle fries.
The waffle fries are good, Rick.
They are.
They
All
are.
right.
Exceptional.
Now, speaking of health, here we go to Lakin, who's in great
Watch
shape.
this
Because she eats the salads, right?
Yes.
What kind of salad? What kind of salad we're looking at?
This is a chicken berry pecan salad.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds good already.
Spring mix, grilled chicken, apples, strawberries, blueberries, candy pecans, jack cheese, and blue cheese.
Oh, my
crumbles,
mouth is
and
watering
raspberry
already.
vinegar.
Y'all have to memorize all that.
That's a lot to
Y'all have
and
to
they are
know it
good
all.
at it too, believe me.
Yeah. Hey,
Wow.
you get pretty much every fruit in the jungle
That's
on
the
there,
best
except
salad,
mango.
Rick.
Yeah.
When you just say pecan, I'm done already.
Yeah, the candied pecans?
Yes.
You're getting ready for
Best
the holidays,
ever.
right, Gidry?
Okay, Sarah, don't forget to box that
All
up.
right. Sarah, Lakin.
Yeah, that salad is
more
mine.
goodies from the menu here at
Yes.
Walk-Ons. We appreciate it, ladies.
Thank you, ladies,
And
so
the big
much.
Knife.
Great
Always
job.
Get the big knife in the sandwich. I
Always
love
have to have it right in the middle, Rick.
that. Right in the middle of
You know,
it. I'm telling you, guys.
since we've been doing the show here,
Yes.
you know what I have noticed? Whenever we have a guest on, they always bring the whole family and they eat, like Coach Wainwright did
That's dinner.
here tonight.
Yeah, that's dinner
They're
tonight.
smart
Dinner's
people.
taken care of.
They're smart people.
Dinner's taken
Can't
care
beat
of.
it here at Walk-Ons.
Bet.
All right, LSU, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Florida lost, bounce back huge against Georgia.
Yeah.
You need, again, play that good game because Nick Fitzgerald, he's a dual threat guy. And
He is.
Mississippi
Totally
State was a
different.
little like this, but now they're starting to stabilize.
Totally different dynamic than stopping Georgia's
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
running game.
Yeah.
Right.
Because,
He is.
you know, Fromm wasn't running.
No,
I mean,
no, they don't want him to
really,
run.
Fitzgerald is State's most dangerous runner
Yes, he
and
is.
passer. Now,
Yes, he is.
He is.
He's been a little erratic.
Hopefully the
passing
defensive game
some.
plan will be
But
to
he
contain
sure-
him.
He diced LSU up last year as bad as I've ever seen a quarterback. With his legs and
yeah, and his arm, which is kind of okay. Does LSU, Kevin, from again the vibe at the stadium, you know, in the sunshine, the
It
big
makes a
wind,
difference, Rick.
Are they
Rick.
ready? Are they ready to carry? They got to believe in themselves, and you know, Alabama's sitting out there, but it's one
Look.
week at a time. Do they have that belief? And
No
that
doubt.
will to be
They have it. And let me tell you, Rick, what it
and
sets
this
up.
is an inferior Mississippi State team. They
It
don't have
is.
the talent LSU
No, they don't.
has.
But Rick, it sets up beautifully because let me tell you what, if we can get by Mississippi State, I'm not saying we got to have some big numbers. That would be great because it gives me the confidence having that open week and then getting into Bama.
Right.
But this is what happens, Rick. Right now at home against Georgia, the mindset of our kids right now, come on, Bama. Look what we did to Georgia.
Right.
Rick, that could not have happened at a better time for the LSU Tigers to have that kind of win against Georgia.
Okay, so
having
I think
Alabama 2 weeks down the road.
I
But
think
it's
I
Mississippi
tapped the
State.
brakes on
But it's
that bring on
Mississippi
Bama.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about it, Scooter, right now. I'm
Oh,
telling
are you really?
I'm feeling good
well, we
about
got-
it, Scooter. I'm
that's for
feeling
next
real
week.
good about it. Yeah.
Now, okay.
Feeling real good about
Let's
it.
segue in. Let's segue into LSU at number 5 in the country. They lose. They were number 5. Correct me.
They
correct
were
my
number
math,
5. Yeah, they
college
were number
boy.
5.
So
Number
basically,
five. Number 5.
basically, they split those games and stayed where they were.
Yeah, they were number 5
They
going
did.
to Florida, right?
They did.
They go all the way down to 13, and
Yeah.
then they beat Georgia. But it's number 2 Georgia, and now they're back at number 5. Okay.
Georgia's still in the top 10, Rick. Now,
I know
be
that.
careful now. They're still in the top
Alabama
10.
1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, Notre Dame 4, LSU 5. All right. Is LSU a true number 5?
Can I tell you this in
Based
2
on
weeks?
what- no.
Can I
No,
tell you
no,
this in
no,
2
no.
weeks?
No.
Can I tell you in 2 weeks?
Based on, we know what Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, and we know Ohio State.
Yeah.
Ohio State's going to get a lot of critics because of
They
the
are.
Urban Meyer story. That's a very, very
plus,
good
Plus, you
Buckeye
got a
team.
Heisman Trophy possible
Okay.
with that team, too, Rick.
Dwayne Haskins. All right, so That's, based on what I see in the top 10.
It doesn't matter, but go ahead.
For argument, I think that, LSU deserves to be number 5.
Oh, I'm not saying they don't. To be number 5, yes. Based on their schedule,
and
of
I
all
think
those
they're
teams,
number 5.
of all those teams in the top 10, the combined record of LSU's opponents,
LSU would have the most points in that area.
Is by far. Now, even with the win over Georgia, I'm not sure anybody out there really thinks they are the 5th best team. Deserve to be? Yes.
Now, what do you mean when you say they are the 5th best? Who's better than 5, Scooter, right now behind them?
Do you put Michigan?
Who's better than them,
Look at
Scooter?
the fire Harbaugh.
Scooter, I got to say, they are deserving of that number 5 spot.
Well, you make
no
a
doubt.
point, I guess.
No doubt.
Let me Texas beat Baylor by 6. They beat Kansas State by 5. And they played TCU and USC, which USC sucks.
USC has turned it around.
The big, exciting win over Oklahoma. Unbelievable game. And Michigan?
No.
Michigan?
No.
Well,
And then
that was just a hype build-up.
Michigan's loss to Notre Dame doesn't look that bad now.
Okay.
And Michigan hasn't lost since.
You know how I am about the Fighting Irish. Okay?
What I'm saying is, I think it's Alabama, probably Ohio State, maybe Clemson. And after that, there's about 20 teams.
Notre Dame has played Ball State, Vanderbilt, and Wake Forest.
Wow.
Vanderbilt almost.
Wow, Rick, that just scares me. That schedule just scares me right there, boy.
Virginia Tech and a close win over Pitt.
Let me tell you something.
In the big scheme, Notre Dame hasn't played anybody.
Look.
And they don't have
right
a
now,
whole lot left to play.
Right now.
I know.
Right
USC
now.
is about it. But, hey.
I don't know. I'd maybe put LSU at number 4.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
I'm serious.
If Notre Dame runs this table, they're going to be in the playoffs.
I know.
I can promise you that.
Yeah.
My point is, what else do you put, Kevin? Who else do you put?
Yeah, there is no.
You're not going to unseat Ohio State and Clemson.
No.
Even though Clemson's
had 2 scares. Clemson's had 2 scares, man.
I know.
2 scares this year.
But this is how college football is.
It is, Rick.
Okay? It's week by week, and sometimes you don't get the style win.
But you know what, though?
Well, this time of year, style points are for the first 3, 4, 5 games.
Yeah.
From here on out, style points don't matter.
I mean, look, I had to
Let me ask you this.
Notre Dame, they haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
And usually they do play a tough schedule.
Okay,
this
but,
year.
all right, remember we talked about not to devalue the Auburn win for LSU. Don't devalue the Stanford win because Stanford has struggled a little.
Let me ask
That's the only one. I didn't devalue that. I didn't devalue that. I didn't
That was a tough game when they played.
Okay.
Can you have a 1 loss and still be in the top 4? Can you have a 1 loss and still be in the top 4?
We
Probably
have
not.
a first.
Not when it's Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Not when it's Notre Dame.
Okay.
We have a first. I'm a Notre Dame apologist
Exactly.
all of a sudden.
Mark it down. Guys, we
That
got to
never
go.
happened.
Great show. We'll do it all again next time, everybody.
Next week.
Enjoy us on CBS Channel 17 over the weekend.
With that LSU
We'll see you
win
next time,
for next
everybody.
week.
Soundoff60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.